I love this one.
Great, I'm back, and you're fired. Hello all, no need to run. Your fates have already been sealed. You're safe.
Oh my God.
You're safe for now. Hello, nice to see you. Who's your best client?
Jesus. I represent John and Kate Pussate.
Where are you, Davies?
All right. I'm already packing to save myself the indignity.
That's too bad.
Ari, Jesus Christ! Did you lost your mind, Ari?
Now where's Lloyd Lee?
Mr. Lee knew that you were coming, Mr. Gold. He decided not to wait for your arrival.
Now why don't I believe you? Now Lloyd, maybe you're not here. Maybe you are. Either way, you have nothing to fear because I'm not gonna kill you. I love you. You see, even though you betrayed me, you were the best.
Let's go, baby. I love it. Okay, let's get out of here. Let's get this off. No! You don't want to do that. I'm fucking this up. Okay, there we go. Welcome on, everyone. I got 37 people on. No, nobody's asking any questions. That's up. Evan, how are you, baby? Okay, now. Okay. First of all, before I get to Evan's shit, boom. Okay, Natalie will get on there. Most of my shit is on Friday nights, but we have a new thing out there. So let's talk about that real quick while everyone's on here. If you are taking the SIE through popular demand, because people were complaining that they didn't have a Zoom meeting for the SIE, Michael LaRosa, shut the fuck up. Now, if I have, I swear to God, if I see him, I'm going to kick his ass. Okay, so now, I'm going to try. I outweigh him by like 100 pounds, so I have a shot. I may have to take a couple shots to the face, but I can get him. He's from Pennsylvania. You know what those people are like. So by popular demand for the SIE, we've started a new thing tomorrow night. Woohoo! It's a Zoom group membership for the SIE only, just for this, and it's at the low price of $14.99 a month. That is fucking ridiculous how low that is. It's SIE only, and then what you do is this way you don't have to pay the full $20 to see everything else. It's tomorrow night at 8 p.m. Eastern. We're going to just do SIE stuff, and right now I have like 1 or 2 people signed up, so it might only be 3 people on there, and it's like having a private lesson with me. How awesome is that? 8 p.m. Eastern. And then now, so let's go to Natalie's question. So again, 8 p.m. Eastern, SIE only. It's a brand new thing. Who knows how it's going to work? It's going to be on Zoom, not a live YouTube shit show like this. It's going to be real. Now, a couple of things. Natalie, this will answer your question. Go. If you join other than the SIE, my Zoom classes, okay, these membership things, okay, now, no, we got that, okay. We'll get there. We'll get you those. Now, if you want to join for the $25 a month, if you just want my amazing options that'll change your life, just join. Lucia, that's awesome. I know that. And you have a meeting with Jeff with his custom study plan, which you just started offering, where Jeff, for the low price of $25, I think it's 25. I don't know what it is. You can just meet with him and he will walk you through a good plan and set and you go on. Jessica, I love you. I love you. You love me. Right? Okay. What, Barney? Is that
Barney.
bad?
Yeah, bad.
That's fucking bad shit?
Yeah.
Okay.
Football, it's like a second take of Grimace from.
Oh, no, it's fucking it's Grimace who doesn't eat as much. No, I know. Michael, way to go. Okay, so now, I can't do it. So, again, so Jeff, he'll meet with you for like 20 minutes. He always seems to go long, okay, on what it is, on helping you with how to set up a study plan and get you on the right track. It's not a selling thing. We're not going to upsell you. It's literally just we're helping you get through your shit so you know what to do. Because look, nobody wants to pay $105 to me to say, hey, study more and do this. So Jeff's he'll set up a plan, look at your shit for you if you want, and set it up. And we're going to try to expand that into like a once a week thing, a monthly membership. We're trying to figure that shit out. But right now we're just starting with, you can meet with them for 20, 25 minutes and he'll kind of a plan, work with what you got, whether you worked during the day, and come up with a good. We've talked about a lot of stuff. He has great ideas, and he knows all the different vendors. So he knows if you don't have a vendor yet, he can steer you in the right way. Well, we don't get shit from that. Okay. Now, other than the $25 you drop. Now, the memberships, again, the bigger memberships are Friday nights. If you just want my options video, $20 a month. If you want the class, $25, you get the FINRA class and you get everything below it. So for $25 a month, you get the FINRA class and the options videos. That works out to be $8 a class. If you want the options also, the options classes, we meet at 8 p.m., $50 a month, 8 p.m. options, 7 p.m. FINRA, and all the option videos. And you get to see a lot of the old videos. Now, we do have a cheapo. If you're really cheap and you're frugal, there's a $5 a month plan where you can just watch the old classes. That's fine. But if you do that, you're cheap and I'll judge you. No, I won't. You can do that. I'm kidding. Okay. Okay. That's it. So let's get into some of this shit. If you need tutoring, obviously I'm here to help you. Also, check out Michael Weiss over at Series7examtutor.com. He's great. I think he's cheaper than me during the week, but he runs in the 200s on the weekends. He's good. He'll even meet in the morning. He's good. Okay.
And if you didn't understand everything Ken just ran through, just send me email.
Yeah, that's true. If I ramble and you go, what the fuck did Ken just ramble on for 5 minutes? Email Jeff and he'll talk to you like a normal person and explain it to you. Okay. Also, don't forget to check out Achievable. If you especially for the SIE, there's no vendor better than Achievable for the SIE. They teach it better. And if you already have a vendor, get them. They're a great supplement. Okay, let's go, people. Evan, let's go. Natalie, I hope that helped a little bit. I like it when somebody asks me that question. Take my 6 on Thursday. I'm constantly scoring mid-high 70s with Kaplan. You're good. Okay, so Evan, so here, this leads into why I usually do this video. But taking the 6, you're in good score. Tomorrow, let me put this on do not disturb so I don't look at it because my ADD kicks in like a fucking motherfucker. Now, I've now just demonetized myself. Oh, I try to wait until 30 seconds in to curse because if you curse in the first 30 seconds, YouTube doesn't like it. So I can hold back. You're taking it Thursday. Your scores are great. Tomorrow, don't take any tests. Take tomorrow, watch the quick and dirty, watch a crash course, maybe reread customer accounts. It's always a good one to read because it's low-hanging fruit. Maybe reread mutual funds and annuities. Get on that. Go to bed at a normal time. So go to bed early tonight, wake up early tomorrow, so you go to bed early. Go out to dinner tomorrow night, go get laid. I don't give a shit what you do. Do something to make yourself go to sleep. If that means get a massage or eat a fucking plate of turkey or have a 10 p.m., I don't give a shit. But go to bed stupid early so you wake up and you're rested. The biggest killer is not enough sleep. I've had so many students, they couldn't go to sleep the night before because they didn't have a good sleep schedule the week before. So again, tonight, Evan, go to bed at a normal time tonight. Go to bed at like after we're done. Hell, get off here now. At 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock, go to bed so you'll wake up stupid early and then you'll be tired at a normal time. But if you think you're gonna be nervous, go out to dinner with your friends. I joke around. Go out to dinner with your friends, the ones who are inane, the ones who talk about bullshit, the ones who kind of like Bachelorette. What is it? What is that show?
The Bachelor.
Yeah, the fucking people, the idiots who like that show, they want to talk about bullshit, okay? Go out with them because they'll talk about shit, brown noise, and buy dinner. But if anyone mentions a test, they have to pay. That's a great way to do it. Okay. Okay. First, baby. Past the 6, baby. I love it. That's awesome. Get on that 63. I love it. Thank you very much. Baby, I love it. I have a bunch of new songs I haven't uploaded yet. Okay. Okay. Hey, by the way, furs. Any surprises? That's what I don't care what's on it. Any surprises? That's what I ask all the time. Are there any surprises on this thing that just threw you off? Okay, here we go. Boom. Okay. Jessica, I love it. I'm an angel. I'm glad I'm glad I help you. But here's what I tell everyone. Yes, you said it correctly, partially. Because if you didn't do the work, you weren't passing. I'm so proud of you that you passed all this stuff. We got the 7 right before the Independence Day. That is outstanding. You're going to go into that 4th of July weekend like a badass with this shit behind you. Keep at it. Keep grinding. Keep reading. You got so much time. Try to do some chapter quizzes over the next 2 weeks. And then around the 20th, which is what, in 10 days, then you start banging out finals. That's your best bet. Just start banging out finals after that. Okay. Nor this nor that. We are ready, baby. Okay. Let's talk about VRDOs and ARSs. Okay. So auction rate securities and VRDOs are similar, that their interest rate will adjust with the market. Okay. That is a thing. So VRDOs and ARSs will move with the market. Okay. With the interest rates. So right now, if you buy, what are rates now? 5, 6, 7%, right? So like the 10 years, like 4.5. So if that means all the other things are like 6 or 7, that means rates are high. So what over the next 2-3 years, rates are going to start dropping, which means the VRDO and the ARS are the rate that they're paying you are going to start dropping each quarter, whatever it is. Okay. So that's a bad thing. So you would not want to buy them now. But if you bought them in 2020, when their rates were like 2 or 3%, and now their rates going up, it follows it up. So both of them do not have interest rate risk because the rates will move with the current rates. But let's talk about the differences. The ARS is kind of shitty. I think they got rid of them. I think they're gone. Okay. I'm pretty sure they're gone now because the VRDOs are so much better. But what happens is it sets a rate. And then if you want to sell, then every like either 7, 21, 28 days, they will do an auction where you can sell your ARS in this auction. Now there's buyers and sellers. The buyers set the rate they want to buy it at. The sellers set the rate they want to sell it at. And if it works, everyone gets to sell their bonds. And that whatever rate that they'll agree on sets the rate. I think it's called an average rate, whatever it is. It's a clearing rate, whatever it is. However, here's the problem. If there's not enough buyers at the right rate for the sellers, by the way, if even one bond that is wanted to be sold is unsold, the whole deal fails. So either everyone sells bonds or they don't in this auction. So let's just say 900,000 bonds are wanted and there's 1 million bonds for sale. That means the issue fails. That means nobody gets to buy them, nobody gets to sell them, and you are stuck in them for another week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks. So they definitely have liquidity risk. I think that's part of the reason they got rid of them, because they have liquidity risk, and that's a problem. So ARSs, auction rate securities, they're kind of cool that they move with the rates, but you do have that risk of liquidity. However, the VRDO has none of that. The VRDO is a variable rate demand obligation. This is awesome. You buy it at par plus a coupon rate. If the rates go up, it'll automatically switch to paying that higher rate or the lower rate. It'll adjust, say, every quarter, every 6 months, whatever it is. So it will automatically adjust to whatever rate's out there based on LIBOR, SOFR, I think it's SOFR, or whatever rate they use. I don't know what rate they use. It doesn't fucking matter. But here's the thing. So let's say you buy when rates are 2% and rates go to 4, 5, 6, 7%. Your bond will start paying 4, 5, 6, 7%. So there's no reason for the bond to go down in price, because older bonds, 5% bond, rates go to 7, you're still getting 5. So your bond is worthless. It looks like shit. If everyone else is paying 7 and yours is still paying 5, yours pays less, so the price will drop. Here, the VRDO starts at 5, rates go to 7, it goes to 7. Rates go to 9, it goes to 9. Rates go to 2, it starts paying 2. So it adjusts with the rates, which is kind of cool. It also has no interest rate risk because the second part of it is a demand obligation, which is what they call an embedded put option, which means you can sell it at par anytime you want. So the company, the issuer, will promise to buy the bond from you at par. So it'll never have any interest rate risk because the price will never be sold below par. Hope that helps. Nor I hope that helps you. So remember, VRDOs do not have liquidity risk or interest rate risk. ARSs don't have interest rate risk, but they do have liquidity risk. And I do think they're gone. Okay. Lucia, I know Lucia. There's a song there somewhere. But we're going to dance for you.
Excuse me, Mr.
Boom, baby. So Lucia, that is awesome. And again, like I tell everyone, are there any surprises? Okay. Are there anything that you're like, holy crap, I didn't expect that? I don't care about everything little. I care about, were there any surprises? Okay. Avery and Ivory. Trying to find new ones. That's bad. Okay, here we go. So you passed the 66. Avery, thanks for watching. But that means you're done, right? So that means you get. There you go. You're free, baby. I hope that's it. Usually when they pass the 66 or the 65, that's the end of it. They're done. You're testing. Now the hard part starts. You actually have to earn your pay, baby. Okay. You're no longer a child. Okay. Stephanie, you're done, right? This was a while ago. I know. I think the options videos are amazing. I love them myself. Okay. 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 Oh. He literally knows that let me explain something to you. So if he ever said, I'm going to take the 4 or the 79, if I was driving and I saw him, I would hit the long pedal on the right. Yeah. Carly, I'll get you in a second. Belinda. Oh, I wish I had a, what's the name of that? Belinda Carlisle. What was it? Oh, the Go-Go's, whatever it was. Okay, hold on.
Gotta get that. Gotta get that. Boom, boom, boom. Gotta get that. Boom, boom, boom. Gotta get that. Boom, boom, boom. Gotta get that. Boom, boom, boom.
Belinda, baby, I fucking love it. That's outstanding. Again, it must be a great feeling because the 66 is the bane of my existence. I don't mind teaching it, but you just never know what you're gonna fucking get. It's like a box of fucking chocolates. You don't know what you're gonna get, but none of it's good. So it's like a bad box of chocolates. Okay. Okay, cost basis. Okay, I can't do deep. I'm not going to spend 20 minutes on it, but cost basis is what you paid. Like I do a video. You don't have to spend 4 hours talking about this, right? Cost basis, okay? Cost basis is what you pay for something. So if you buy 100 shares at 40, your cost basis is 40 or 4,000. If you then sell it at 50, that 50 is your proceeds. So 50 is 50 or 5,000 in your proceeds. The difference is your gain. So cost basis is what you pay, what you've already paid taxes on maybe, what you will not pay taxes on again. If you buy a call or sell a put, remember both of those options would give you the ability to buy stock. So if you buy a call or sell a put, that break even is your cost basis because you're going to buy stock. So if you buy a 50 call at 3, 53 is your break even. If you sell a 50 put at 3, 47 is your break even. That's your cost basis because that's where you're buying stock. If you then exercise and sell the stock, that's going to be your proceeds. If you buy a put or sell a call, your break even is proceeds. Remember that. So if you buy stock or you buy a call or sell a put, what you paid, well, buy stock, what you paid is your cost basis. If you do an option, buy a call or sell a put, your break even is your cost basis. Okay. That's one thing. Now, if you go into a retirement account, so always think you're paying taxes on everything above cost basis, right? So if you have a retirement account and it's qualified, which is means pre-tax, that means you have a zero cost basis and you're paying taxes everything above zero. Okay. Now, if you have a non-qualified account, you pay taxes on the money you put in. So say you put in 20 grand into a qualified, you never pay taxes, so you still have a zero cost basis. If you put 20 grand into a non-qualified, you pay taxes on the 20. So if you then take the money out when it's 100, you're going to pay taxes on everything above the 20 grand because the 20 grand is what you paid on. Okay. So again, cost basis is that. Now, a couple things. If you buy stock, there are 3 things that do not affect cost basis. So if you buy stock and sell a call, your cost basis is still what you paid on the stock because selling a covered call does not affect cost basis. If you buy stock and get a dividend, the dividend doesn't affect the cost basis unless you reinvest it and buy more stock. That would affect your cost basis. Third, if you buy a bond, the accrued interest that you get does not affect cost basis. So if you pay $9,200 for bonds and you get $300 in accrued interest, Your cost basis is 9,200. Boom. That's it. So cost basis is what you paid. When you sell something, you need a cost basis and a proceeds. So I do that all the time. If you buy a 50 call at 3 and the stock rises to 80 and you exercise, what do you have? I'm going to ask anyone taking the 7. Here's my question. You buy a 50 call at 3, stock rises to 80 and you exercise. What's the deal? What's the tax situation? Answer that. I'm not going to answer that until I see you guys answer. Okay. Good. Okay. Yeah, I tell everyone, you always want to read customer accounts. Always, always, always. Any SIE 7, 6, you always want to read even the 99, you want to read customer accounts. You want to read customer accounts because it's low-hanging fruit. It's easy points. Okay. There's some tips. I love it. Okay. Okay. Oh, Chelsea, I'll get to that one. Okay. We got questions. I fucking love this. Okay. Look. So first says customer accounts. Here we go. So I don't know if I can go the whole thing on this, but I have videos on this to help you. So what do you mean which is greater? B&G, give me a little better explanation of what you mean by that. Because, I mean, like rate of return, the corporate should have the highest return, then treasuries, then munis have the lowest because they're tax-free. Which moves the most? Remember, long and low, baby. Long-term bonds move greater than short-term bonds. And
Price.
Low coupon. What?
Pricing, premium, discount, par.
Yes. Is that what he's saying?
No, I didn't see it yet.
No, I mean, which is greater? It depends what you want, right? So if you have premiums on a high. Oh, so we'll go back to that. So volatility, interest rate risk. The long-term bonds have the most risk. So if you have 4 bonds, find the ones that have the longest maturity. They move the most. Then if you have 2 long, then you look for the lower coupon or the lower price, and that's going to move more than the other ones. Remember this, though. The lower the coupon, the deeper the discount, the more the bond will fluctuate. The lower the coupon, the deeper the discount, the more the bond will fluctuate, and zeros move the most. Remember that everyone fucks that up. I go, which one has the least interest rate risk? They all jump on 0. 0 has the most. Okay. Okay. Maybe B&G. If you see B&G, answer. Okay, now. Chelsea. Okay, now. Settlement is T+1 for everything. And this is where the T+3 screws people up. Also remember S+2. So T+1 is everything. Stocks, bonds, options, index options, everything is T+1. DPP is a little different, but we'll go with that. Other than everything but mutual funds. Mutual funds have their own fucking rules. So if you buy stock on Monday, it settles on Tuesday. But what does that mean? That means the broker-dealers settle up. That doesn't mean anything to you, but that means a broker-dealer. So if I'm at Goldman and Jeff is at JP Morgan and I buy a bond from him on Monday, on Tuesday, my broker-dealer will send the money to Jeff's broker-dealer, and then Jeff's broker-dealer will send the bonds or the stock to me on Tuesday, and then we're settled. However, I, as the customer, actually have 3 days to pay, which is really T+3 or S+2. What the fuck? Remember, S is +1. So if I buy stock on Monday, it settles on Tuesday. But I have until Thursday to pay for it. So that's either T+3 to Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. That's the 3 days. Or settlement +2, which is Tuesday settlement, Wednesday, Thursday. So T+3 and S+2 are the same. The T+3 and S+2 are referring to when the customer has to pay for it. So in reality, if I do it this way, my firm is paying for this before I pay for it if I have 3 days to settle. Now, on that note, what happens if you don't pay? They can ask for an extension. It's not automatic. You can ask for an extension. And if you don't pay, then they freeze your account, which isn't that big a deal. It just means you can still buy on margin, you can sell shares, you can take money out, you can do anything you want. But if you buy anything, the money must be in the account before they will accept the order for 90 days. That's a freeze, okay? Again, you can still buy on margin. So if you buy on margin, you have to deposit 50%. You will have to deposit the 50% before they take the order. So my example is when I started trading options when I was like 16, like junior, senior in college, right? So I was a 16-year-old senior in college. So I was in high school, not in college. I'm not that smart. So I started trading it. Now, here's a question. Everyone goes, wait, How do you trade when you're 16? What was the 80s? And I traded in my mom's account. They didn't give a shit, okay? Like they cared. The guy knew, but he was like, fuck it. It's your mom's account. It's her problem. So I would call up, and this is what I would do. Every December, I would call up, and this should never have fucking worked, but it did for like 4 years. Every December, I would buy Toys R Us calls. Remember Toys R Us, right? Toys R Us is a toy company. I don't know why I thought of this. It really shouldn't have worked, but I guess it does. So every December, I buy Toys R Us calls, and then in January, when they did their earnings, the stock would pop, and I'd sell the stock because everyone bought fucking toys, and I'd make $500, $1,000, whatever it was. So every year I did that, and then the final year, I must have been a junior in college by then, so I was 19. I did it, and what's the one thing college kids don't have, Jeff?
Money.
Exactly. I had no fucking money. I was literally, I would get paid. I worked at the casinos. I was a dealer. Wasn't a dealer. I was like behind the thing, just yelling at people. I worked at the game room. I did all that shit, and I had money. But the second I got paid, the next day it was gone. I spent it all on everything. Because like, oh, I'm rich. I got to buy a keg, whatever it was. Okay. Now, so I didn't have the money to pay for it. So he goes, okay, I'll get an extension. I called the guy. I remember it was John. I call him up and go, I don't have the money. He goes, well, I fucking need it. He said, I don't have it. He goes, okay, I'll file for an extension for you. Just ask me for it. So I asked him for it. He did it. And then I didn't have the money still because, again, I wasn't getting paid. I was hoping for a miracle of some sort. I didn't have the money. So he goes, I'm going to have to freeze your account. And I'm like, oh, shit, what the fuck's going to happen? I'm dead. I'm going to die on this, right? He goes, relax. He said, all it means is you have to pay for everything up front. And he said, your mom, he said, because he knew my mom's account, he goes, she pays for everything up front anyway, so it doesn't matter. So she's not even going to fucking know unless she opens her statements. She did. I got yelled at. But the point was, it's not a big deal. It just, you have to pay for everything up front. So I try to give the story to make the settlement things kick in. Okay. Back then, settlement was a lot longer. Okay. Now, Kaylee, it's not pre-funding, it's pre-refunding. Just, okay. Now, pre-refunding. So let's talk about refunding first. Refunding is when I'm an issuer and I issued a 5% bond and rates go to like 3. I don't want to pay 5 anymore, so I want to pay 3. So I'm going to issue a bond at 3 and then pay off the old one. That's refunding. That's easy. That's right away. Pre-refunding is kind of cool. Now remember, on the 7, pre-refunding, advance refunding, defeasing the debt, and escrow to maturity or escrow to call all mean the same thing. So I'll say that again. Pre-refunding, advance refunding, defeasing the debt. I call it defeating the debt, but it's defeasing the debt. Escrow to maturity, escrow to call are all the same thing. Now, what that means is that rates, say I have a 5% bond, I issued a 5% bond. Rates go to 3. And I go, oh, I'm going to issue a bond at a lower rate and call it. And they go, oh, my lawyer goes, you can't call it back. It's not callable for 2 years, 3 years, 5 years, whatever it is. So you can't call it back now. I go, but I want to lock in this lower rate. And he goes, well, what you could do is issue the bond at the lower rate anyway, and then put the money in an escrow account, and then wait for it to the call time to end, and then call back then. That's pre-refunding. So anything more than 90 days in the future is pre-refunding. Now, there's 2 ways to do this. One, I just slap it in an escrow account, wait, and then I call it when I can. The other one is, which is more like the defeasing, I take the money and I buy treasuries. And all those treasuries, the interest from the treasuries pay the interest on the old bond. So the only thing I really have to do is pay the old one. This really only works with munis. This, what I just said, because munis can actually have a coupon that's higher than treasuries because they're tax-free, but it is what it is. So now, treasuries will have reverse that. Scratch everything I just said. Treasuries can have a higher rate than munis because munis are tax-free. They have a lower one. So if I buy treasuries, in reality, if it's close, I could actually have enough interest kicking off in the treasuries to pay what I owed on the old one. Then I only have to pay the 3% anymore. So bottom line, refunding is paying it off now. Pre-refunding, advance refunding, defeasing the debt, escrow to maturity or escrow to call is basically when rates drop, I issue the bond anyway, but I don't call the bond for 2 years, 3 years, 5 years, whatever it is in the future. That's it. Hope that helps, Kaylee. Okay. Now, risks. Okay. Boom. Okay. Testing for hopefully the last time tomorrow morning. I had a rough go this time around with the studying. That's okay. Not feeling too confident. Okay. So here's what I want you to tell me you're going to pass the exam. Two things. What do I tell everyone taking the test tomorrow? Get the fuck off my life. Why are you on here? Other than to get a little boost of confidence. So I need you to tell me that you're going to pass this fucker. I don't care how you say it. I want anyone taking the test, I want you to just post in here that you're going to pass this test. Okay? I want you, because it feels good, like, oh, I'm going to pass the test. Kind of like I say, oh, I'm going to get laid tonight. It never works, but I'm really confident about it happening, but it never works. Okay, so now, the whole point is just be confident. Like, be a trooper. Keep trying. That's what my wife says. Keep trying. One day it'll work. Okay, so now, the whole point is you have to be confident, get some sleep, and read customer accounts. Yes, watch my crash course shit, but read customer accounts before you go in. It'll help a lot, I promise. You got to know that you're going to do this. Okay. Okay, here we go. Oh, Nor called me out because I missed the Reg NMS. That's fine. Okay, so now, starting to study for the SIE breaking. Okay. Okay, Cameron, this is great. Here's your good habits, okay? Here are your good habits. First, read the book. If you don't have a vendor, get Achievable. They're out fucking standing. They're amazing. Achievable is amazing. Get that. Start reading. Focus on reading. But when you're reading, don't take a lot of notes. Try to get the whole thing in. And if you need more help with study plans, reach out and pay for Jeff, right? But here's my deal on this. Read the book, whatever it is. If you have a book, SDC. If you have SDC, Kaplan, Notman, Past Perfect, or Achievable, you're fine. Okay? Read the book first. Get an Achievable. You have to follow their program, which is fine. It's all online. But follow the book. Read the whole book. Then go back and do chapter quizzes. But don't take a lot of notes. It's a waste of fucking time. Take your time. Read it. Now, when you do this, look. Every time you see something, go, why are they doing this? Why are they not? Stuff like that. Literally think big picture. If you don't get it, I have also watched my videos. They will help you. I have a whole playlist for the SIE. I have a thing called Quick Topics, which are a bunch of videos, just like 5-minute videos on like one or two things. Those are really helpful. There's a lot in there. You don't watch them all, but go through that. That's a good playlist. It's a fun playlist. Again, focus on big picture, not little details. You can granulize it when you get closer to the test or whatever you're going to do. You can get closer. Also, if you don't have a job yet, I would say get the SIE and then either get the 66 or the 63. Get one of those two. Get them early because it'll make you look better, and it's easier to take these tests without the pressure because a lot of firms will want the SIE, the 7, and the 66 within a short time frame. But if you can get two of them out of the way, it works. Now, what's funny is I had a guy who did this, but Bank of America fucked him over. I mean, he was fine, but he really was panicky. Before he started working at Bank of America, he had a job at Bank of America, but he was switching to an FA, financial advisor role. He said, I know I only have 60 days, like 30 days per test. So he said, I want to get the SIE and the 66 out of the way first. So he did. He started January 1st. We got the SIE and the 66 out of the way before he started. So he said, that gives me 90 days for the other exams. So he walked in there and they go, okay, you passed some great. You have 30 days for the 7. Because, well, no, I should have had 60 days because he tried to game the system. He did fight back and they agreed to it, but they did like the fact that he had the 2 exams out of the way. It does take some pressure off. And if he can pass the 66, it's proof he can pass the hard exam. So I'm just saying there's a lot of options here. Cameron, come on here every Tuesday night and we're going to drag your ass through the pass. Okay. Now, understand, Reg NMS, okay, Reg NMS is all about best execution. For stocks that are traded on exchange, you want to make sure that you don't do a trade through. Don't go over too crazy on this. It's about best execution. That you have to get the best price available for your customer. Don't, like, if stock's over at 40, don't buy it at 41. If you're buying stuff, if your customer gives you an order to buy stock at 41, don't let somebody else buy it at 40. You got to buy it for your customer. That's what Reg NMS is about, getting the best execution. That's all it is. It's not deeper than that. Oh, that's awesome. That financial planning thing at Wharton is outstanding. You're probably gone by now. You're like, fuck it, I'm not saying it on here. But I'm going to tell you right now, there's a couple, Wharton has some really good things. For compliance people, they have that compliance thing. It's pretty cool. It's like a week-long thing, and you get this license. I was going to do it, but when I cared about compliance for a while, but then I realized that it was fucking $5,000 a week, and I wasn't making that kind of money. Okay. Stock bought at strike plus stream. I forgot what the question I asked. Oh, I said if you buy a 50 call at 3, what is the and the stock goes to 80 and you exercise it, what happens? Nobody's answering me yet. Okay. Oh, Chelsea, you're fucking fine. You're good. Okay. Bebo. Look at that. Duration is causation. I like it. Okay. Lap 6, stay on here. I know I'm about 10 minutes behind. And anyone who asks a question, please give me time to catch up. I will get there. I'm about 25 minutes behind right now because I like to talk. I wanted to ask you more about career, but just past the okay. Okay, yeah, don't then. He said BB. Don't BB. Bebo. I want to say BB, but then every time I say that, I think Netanyahu, and that would be a bad thing to say. Okay, now, look at Edward Jones. Look at Fidelity. Look at Morgan Stanley. Look at Bank of America. And remember, you don't have to be a teller, but you can be a relationship banker or a person, whatever they fucking call them. I really got to get that shit down. Relationship banker, personal banker, all that stuff. Those are going to be those are good job prospects because you can do that and you get commissions. I know there's guys in like prior to COVID, they'd have a Midtown office. They made so much fucking money because everyone just walked in. And it's like, oh, get a checking account here. Go to this person. They just make, and they were making $200-300 a year. Their salary was 50 or 80, and they were making almost $300 a year just by people coming in and then pushing them on products. So I'd say you're right. You don't want to do the teller right away. But if you go in there, be a relationship. I don't know what they call tellers now. They might call them personal bankers. Who the fuck knows? It's kind of like garbage men or sanitation engineers, right? So I did. By the way, my friend owns a garbage company, and I used to work for him a bit. So there's no shame in that shit. It's hard fucking work. Yeah. So I think if you go to Edward Jones, Morgan Stanley, Bank of America, Goldman, JP Morgan, UBS, RBC, all these firms, I think UBS has that FA training program. Problem is you might have to move to Nashville, but they do have jobs. Is it Nashville? It's somewhere in Tennessee where they have that wealth advisor program. They're always hiring. Now, to be fair, you're probably sitting on a phone, answering phone calls, but it's how you learn. And they will all sponsor you for the 7. If you want to be a rep and you want to eat and you want to just based on your skill, go to New York Life. They don't pay salary, but they give good payouts, and you see what you kill if you can do that. Okay. Duration is causation. Boom. Okay. I don't know what that means, but that's right. Okay. Pass my SIE. Okay. I'm not trying to affirm something. Okay. Oh, I like it. So here's the thing. So either get this. So lap 6, baby. If you get the 65, then go get the 63. And then all you need is the 7 or the 6 after that. Do that. So I would say once you pass the SIE, start applying to jobs like I told Bebo. Edward Jones, Morgan Stanley, JP Morgan, UBS, RBC, Goldman Sachs, all the UBS Wealth Center, New York Life. I can't think of any others. Fidelity, Vanguard, Schwab. Okay. The problem is you might have to go to Texas for Schwab, but again, Dallas is not a bad area. Okay. A little left for me, but it's fine. So, but yeah, I think that, and if you can get the 65 or 63, 66 out of the way, that just makes you much more hireable. Okay. And by the way, Bebo, hold on. I fucking let that go, didn't I?
They'll never take me alive. I'm getting high with my 4-5. Dropped on you suckers, time to die. Even as
that is outstanding. Bebo, sorry I missed that, but that is outstanding. Okay. Stephanie, absolutely. Okay. Hold on. Let me get to Trey so we can go to sleep. Okay. I'm taking this. Okay. Yes. Okay. So I have a video on that. So Stephanie, I will do you. I just want to, in the nicest way possible. I'm going to God, no way I can say that right. Trey first. Okay. So now, HSA versus FSA. These are health savings account. Here's the thing that's similar. They both come out pre-tax. They both are used for medical. You can use them for medical shit. And you get tax-free use of the proceeds or whatever. But that's it. That's the difference. Now, FSA, you must use it by the end of the year. And if you don't use it, you lose it. Okay. It's considered the company's. But usually if you leave early, there's a way to get paid out, whatever. Now, HSA is your money. Okay, so you put it in, it's a tax, it can grow, but you can roll it over year to year. So if you take out the $5,000, whatever the fucking number is every year, you could have a lot of money in there. You can roll it over, you can invest it, but to join an HSA, you must have one thing. You must have a high deductible plan, whatever the hell it is. It has to be called a high deductible plan. Now, again, you can use it for qualified medical expenses. So back when it first started, I used to joke that we had the FSAs and we had to use it by December. So come December, we get the email going, hey, you don't forget to use your FSA. You have $300 in there. You have to use it. This is early 2000s. $300 was actual money. So we would run into the drugstore and just buy everything. I mean, literally, glasses, condoms, Tylenol. At the time, they didn't make rules. You could just buy anything and they would pay for it. Then they got down and say, no, it's only qualified things like prescriptions, medical stuff. I think you can do Tylenol and stuff like that, but the glasses and the condoms are out. Okay, so they're not medical. So the whole point is you can do anything qualified medical. So HSA, the big thing is you can roll it over. You can invest it over time. Once you turn, you can hold it forever as long as you want. And once you turn 65, you can use it for anything you want without a penalty. That's the big thing about that. Okay. Hold on, Riss. I'll get to Stephanie, I promise. That's what I love that. Visualize in the past. Visualize your shit fucking past in this thing. 100%. Okay. Now, exempt security. Now, here's the thing, Stephanie, when are you taking the test? Because this is normally FINRA night. If you're taking the test Thursday, or Wednesday or Thursday, I will do this. If not, come back on Thursday. Because this is mostly FINRA night. So I'm happy to talk to you. If you're taking it before Thursday, I will happily help you. But if not, come back on Thursday and I nail a viewer. And I'll be the first thing I do. I also have a video called How Can I Sell a Security? I talk about the differences. But I'm going to do really high level. Exempt securities are security. And again, I'll go deeper on Thursday. Exempt securities are securities that will never have to register. Treasuries, munis, stock exchange, stuff like that. Exempt transactions are non-exempt securities that you normally have to register, but because of the way you're doing it, you don't have to. So I'll say that again. Exempt securities never have to register. Banks, banks, governments, shit like that, they will never have to register on the state level. But an exempt transaction is like if I issued shares, but I sold it to an institution or unsolicited or a private placement or to an underwriter, those are ways that I could sell it without having to register on a one-off basis. I'm not going to go deeper than that unless you really need to. Okay. Noah Noor, baby. Okay. No. If you can pass the 60, if you're studying for the 65, get that done. What?
Sorry. Go ahead.
Okay. So if you're past the 60, if you're studying for the 65, shit with that, and then take the 63 like a week later, and then but I would start applying for jobs now. I mean, if you want to wait to get the 65 out of the way, get that out of the way, and then as you're applying, get the 63 and then add it to your resume. That's not a problem. Okay. Take my 7 in a week using past reference. Yeah, okay. Remember, whenever you switch vendors, your scores are going to go down. You're fine. If you're scoring right there on past perfect, which is definitely harder than the exam, I think you're fine. Took your cap and you got a 70. Jordan, go over the answers, okay? Go over the answers and see how many, go over the right and wrong answers. You always have to go over both. Because here's the thing. If you don't go over the right ones, you might get them right because you guessed, and then you think you're right, and then you're fucked. So you got to go over the wrong and right answers. It's not a waste of time, despite other what people say. You got to go over both. You got to go over the wrong ones for sure, and the right ones you go over, because if you got it wrong because you guessed, that's a wrong answer. Okay, you don't want false confidence. You want to nail your shit. Okay, now, right there you're fine, but review the ones and find out. Try to get an idea of where you're screwing up, and go from there. If it's mostly because you misread, then don't worry about it. If it's topics you don't know, you got some shit to read. Use finals use exams to find where you're weak, not whether you're ready. Okay.
Ken, this question is what we kind of get into when I talk to.
Yeah, exactly.
It's when you take the exam, the practice exam, you get your score, and then you have to go through all the questions whether you get them right or wrong. Because once you get right, you want to make sure you got them right for the right reasons. The ones you got wrong, you want to figure out why you got them wrong. But the thing is make sure that your understanding matches the explanation that is provided for that question. And then understand also, if you want to go to the next level, why they might have put the wrong answers in there. And that will give you more confidence.
Yep, I agree. I love it. I like that somebody answered my question. Okay. You're fucking killing me, Jordan, that I got to answer you now. Okay, so now, I'm going to go real quick high level because I don't want to bore everyone. Okay. Hold on. Boom. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. I'm the GOAT, right? Is that what that means? Okay, good. Now, that's awesome. Okay. No, I'm going to say right now, the only GOAT in the world is who?
Michael Jordan.
The fucking A, exactly. There's no other GOAT in any other sport. Okay. Now, I mean, maybe Tiger. Okay.
It's hard. Yeah, I know.
Well, okay. If you base it on their best 10 years, nobody had a better 10 years.
That's true.
Right? Because you ever see that thing? His average over his 10-year period was, I know, sorry, Jordan, you're going to have to suck it up and deal with this shit. If you're making me do the 65 stuff on this night, I guess his average stroke was like 30 below, 30 under during that top 10 years. The number 2 was 25 over.
What do you mean 30 below? So
par, his not his average, but they said something about not his average, his he was, of all his strokes, he was a total of like 75 under par over 10 years. Everyone else was 40. The number 2 was 45 over.
When he was playing, it was crazy.
Right. No, I get it. Close. Palmer, Nicklaus, Scotty Scheffler's getting there. They were awesome. But I think if you take somebody's top 10 years, he had the best. But I agree that you could say Nicklaus or Palmer might have been better, over a better career.
Longevity.
Do you have somebody else?
No. Longevity is, I think.
Yeah, I agree. I think that matters. I do think that. But I just think if you think pure talent and best in a blitz, yeah. Okay. Back to this. Now, Jordan, we get to you. You got to suffer through that shit. Now, look at that one. Anonymous again. I wonder who that is. Okay, so now. Oh, he just passed. You better stay on here. What is this movie? That's funny. Okay, so now. Oh, is that from, was he watching the beginning? My shit. Okay, now. I have my 65 Thursday. Okay, so don't go over crazy on this. Remember, technical is trading. Technical analysis is about trading. Overbought, oversold, trading momentum, resistance, support, charts, patterns, graphs. It's all about the trading. And the fundamental is no fun. It's all about the balance sheet, the income statement, the PE ratio, earnings ratio. It's about the actual company, where technical doesn't give a shit what the company is. They go, oh, look, it's hitting a double top. Buy it. Head and shoulders, all that shit. That's about technical. Fundamental is looking at balance sheets, income statements, stuff like that. Remember, balance sheet is assets and liabilities. Income statement is flow. Okay. Now,
it's just numbers.
Yep, exactly. Okay, now the last one: semi-strong, strong, and weak. Okay, I hate this thing, but weak. So efficient market, and this could be on the 7. That's what I'm talking about. Efficient market, not deep though, is that we believe the market is efficient and there's no way to beat the market. That's what efficient market theory believes, that the market is efficient. The price is the price is the right price. The price is right. Okay. So active traders believe in market inefficiencies where they can find diamonds in the rough. So weak is like, well, we sort of believe in efficient market, but we do believe if you do fundamental analysis, you might be able to help yourself out and get a better price. But they don't believe in technical at all. They believe that all historical prices are built in. Now, semi-strong believe that all news that is public, available to the public, is built into the price. But the only way to beat the market is to have access to inside information. Doesn't always have to be illegal, but like unpublished information, okay? So semi-strong believes that all the news that is out is built in, and any new news that comes out will affect the price better. So I'm not going to mention the place, but there was a place I used to work where there was a guy who created a web scraper, and he was he was very good, and he had a lot of good returns because his web scraper scraped every bit of information out there about a stock or a company and found stuff that was public but not seen by a lot of people. So what happened was, because he had that information, it wasn't illegal, he had more information than the normal person. When news came out, his computer could react quicker to this. I'm not going to say who it was, but
do you remember the term professional network?
Yes, I remember that.
Like 15 years ago, where people would say, like, they would go into like a Walmart and talk to the store manager, and they would say, "Hey, how busy has it been in here?" And they would couldn't decide if that was inside information or not.
No, so here's the thing. So Greenspan actually came out and said if you talk to someone with, this is what they said, and this is a great thing. If you talk to someone with an NDA and you're paying them, that's inside information.
Right.
But if you're doing something that anyone can do, it's not. So if you send an analyst down to Malaysia to interview the factories and say, and they talk to them and they find out by watching it, anyone can do that. That's not inside information. What was the name of that place? It was like there was a GY, so it was something like that. There was a firm that put these people together. I forgot. It was like a something consultant network or something like that. I forgot what it was, like GLG or something. But right. So that's
finding cars in the parking lots.
Yes. Oh yeah. With the satellites, right? Yeah. But remember, because that's legal.
But not everybody has access to it.
Right, exactly. But that's the thing. But anyone who wanted to could.
There's also things with news services releasing information like a second before the,
Right. Right. So that's what I'm saying. If you're getting information that is not allowed to be released, that's inside. That's the network, right? That's bad. But I remember that's what that GLG, that expert network thing, was literally putting people together that had NDAs, non-disclosure, and they were giving them inside information. That was the problem, right? Okay. So, and remember, all the firms had to kind of not be associated with it, because even if they were legal, they were being like thrown in this bad thing. So anyway, back to that. So if that's the thing, so let's say Semi-Strong believes that if you do that whole satellite thing where you count the cars in a mall and see that it's one store is getting more than other, that could be, Semi-Strong would believe that may work. Okay. But now here's the thing. Strong Form believes that it doesn't fucking matter. They believe that people trade on this information and the price reflects both public and private info. So again, Weak believes that fundamental may work, technical doesn't. Semi-Strong believes that all the news that is public and available is built into the price. Any new information will affect the price. And Strong believes it doesn't fucking matter because they believe the all information is built in, even non-public information. So they believe just buy and fucking hold. Okay. Anthony, not a lot of people are taking the 66. Okay. And this is a Thursday. So it's not Thursday. So your scores are great. Your scores are awesome as long as they're not memorizing. Spend the week taking tests, but not Sunday. Sunday, watch my crash course. Go over any kind of last minute stuff. I have some good videos on there. Maybe reread I tell everyone taking the 66 or the 65, maybe do a quick review of trust and estates. And I think it's called investment advisory clients in most of the books. The trust and estates and joint accounts, because it's not that it's hard. It's just asked enough that you probably want to touch on that. Okay. So my question before, was if you buy a 50 call at 3 and the stock rises to 8 and it's exercised, what happens? You do not have a gain because you never sold the stock. So if you exercise it, a single option, that's not a taxable event. All you did was create a cost basis of 53, which is what I think Chelsea got. Okay. So the point is, unless I actually, and this will be absolutely on the exam, I've seen it in every test I've ever taken. You buy a call and it rises. If you don't see the word exercise and sold, there's no taxable gain. The only time that it's a taxable gain or loss is if you have a hedging and they exercise because you bought the stock and then you exercise, you either bought or sold the stock. So that would be, you need to see a buy and a sell or it's not a taxable gain or loss. Good. I love it. Okay. Oh, anonymous, baby. Okay. Anonymous. And that's my quality information. My quality content is playing crazy shit. Okay, good. Okay. Mark Shamil, what movie? We're talking about the one with the guy shooting everyone. That is one of the greatest TV shows in the world. You know what it's called? Entourage. And that's a fucking great show. I just started rewatching it. I'm finishing Landman and then I'm watching that. Okay. Although now my friend told me to watch Tires. He said it's very funny. Okay. I think it's called Tires. Human Made. Yeah, listen, you're fine. If you think the 60, look, yes. Look, I tell some people to do the 65, 63 if you just pass the 7. But yeah, get the 66 out of the way. Because look, even if you miss, it's less questions, it's one fee, it's one test. Even if you miss, then you can do the 63, 65 combo the next week. Okay. Okay. Look at that. Fucking nailed it. High deductible health plan. Okay. Good. Thank you, Seb. I did do a little bit of it, but yeah, come back Thursday. Okay. Okay. Trev, that's awesome. Okay. There, Mr. Whittam. There we go. I love it. Okay. Nina, we'll get to you. Okay. That's a great question. I think it's the regs. I think the hardest part is the regulations because that's not common sense, right? Look, the products are not that bad. The options are easy. I mean, on this test, once you get them. Stocks, maybe debt, because people don't understand debt that much. Jeff does. He's a debt guy. He was a debt guy for his whole life.
Good debt.
He ends up bonds better than I do. What?
Good debt. Not bad.
Yeah, good debt. Good debt, not bad. Yeah, bonds, right? It's bonds. Okay, so now, I'm the debt guy. I'm the bad debt guy. So now, okay. So I think the regs, like knowing like what the register up can and can't do, that's the hardest because it's just you have to learn that shit. Okay.
I think that's true of any exam, though.
I agree.
Any of the exams.
Okay. Oh, look at this. My GOAT question. I'm torn on that. I'm a Jet fan. I can't say it. I do respect him. And the quarterback's job is to win a fucking Super Bowl, and he's done quite a few of them. I mean, literally almost every year he was there.
What does he have, 7?
What?
What does he have, like 7 rings?
6. Yeah, I mean 6, right? He's on the second finger. Mark will know because probably, but that's crazy. Yeah, I mean it's fucking good shit.
I'll tell you what makes him great is that he played the longevity of his career.
Yeah, and he still won all those times, right?
Yeah, and he stayed healthy.
And then he went to another fucking place and won.
And lit it up, yeah.
Yeah, I know. I can't hate him.
You can.
I just can't. So I don't know that I can. I don't know. I mean, I don't know. Anyway, we'll come back to that. That's going to bother me for the rest of the night. Okay. Okay. Nina. So this is what we're going to do. First of all, I'm sorry that you missed. You didn't. So here's the thing, though. You can't act like you missed by 4. You have to act like you missed by 32. So this is what I tell everyone. If you fail, if you fail the exam, first thing, take a day off. Tell everyone that day. Then take a day or 2 off. Enjoy the weekend, blah, blah, blah. Go get drunk, whatever. Now, then go back and just reread the book cover to cover. When I did this at the panel, the one at the conference, I had 300 people that already, I told this story already. I said, if you fail, the first thing you have to do is read the book. Every one of them to a person groaned. They all did. Look, I said, look, it's the best way. Don't just try to pick and choose weak spots. Read the whole thing. Don't take notes. Just read. Then go back and start doing chapter quizzes. That's your best bet. So, Nina, that's what you got to do. If you feel like it, reach out to Jeff. He can set up a study plan for you. Or if you really want, we'll help you. Instead of paying me for tutoring, join the group. And I'm not trying to upsell you. You don't have to do it. But if you join the membership, it's like $50 a month, right? So we meet we're not meeting 4th of July. I'm just warning people. The whole thing is we meet every Friday night. The bigger thing is all these people, they end up talking to each other and they join study groups and they help each other out. They're super supportive because sometimes it's tough to do it alone. It's a big thing. Okay.
The thing that I would say with what to do there is if you have several weeks before the exam, join the Zoom classes. It's the best value. If you're really crunched for time, then you want to possibly have a one-on-one session.
Yep. And if you can't afford my rate, I have 4 other tutors on my website that you can go to. Okay. Yeah, there it is. 683 fucking weeks.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I know. But like we agreed, during his 10 years, there was no one better. Look at all these. They're all saying, right?
That's
The
12.
price is right. Okay. I like it, Mr. Whittam. You're ready to take this test. Okay. 7th one with Tampa Bay. Right. Okay. Diesel. Ooh, I am Diesel. Okay. I think we hit the end, baby. Okay. Oh, JU's. Okay. I have to say, can I fucking pass the 66 because of you? Thank you, sir. Well, you're yelling. We got to do it, right? Okay. What's a good one? Oh, since he yelled, he gets my favorite. Outstanding, Jay. That is outstanding. Okay, that's awesome. We finished the little after 9. That's outstanding. Yeah. So the only thing is, I don't have anyone saying that you're going to pass. I'm very depressed. Not one person said they're going to pass it. You got to fucking say it. You got to believe it. Thunder, baby. I love it. Those cellos, guys. I mean, they broke up, so I gotta go see the one Hauser or whatever it is. But yeah, how does it? I mean, it's weird how bands just break up. It's 2 fucking people. They're playing a cello. How much of a fight could they get it? Who knows? Maybe one wasn't pulling his strings as hard. I don't know. Okay. Yeah, right. So again, back to this. You guys are right. So Whittam, if I buy a 50 call at 3 and the stock goes to 80 and I exercise, there is no gain. All I did was establish a cost basis of 53. I have an unrealized gain of 37. And if I then sell the stock at 80, then I do have a capital gain of 37 points. And the 80, if I sold it, would make proceeds. Remember, you need a cost basis and a proceeds. And don't forget, guys, anyone taking the SIE, it sounds like a lot of 7 people here. We're doing the class tomorrow night at 8. It's literally a Zoom class. I have 1 person signed up so far because I haven't talked about it. It's going to literally, like even my other classes, if we had such success with those things, where literally every 3 weeks I have brand new people because everyone's goddamn passing. It's fucking outstanding. I'm very sad. I'm sad to see people go.
Can you break down the math of the membership for the SIE Zoom?
Oh my God! So what is going to be? I don't want to because I'll have to raise the price if I look at it. Okay, $14.99 divided by 4. That's literally $3.75 a class. I normally charge $200 an hour. At the SIE class, Whittam that's the 8 p.m. Eastern. If you join, that's the SIE class. But it sounds like you're doing the 7, baby, Whittam. If you are, then do the Friday night ones. It's a little bit more money. It works out to be $8 a class. And where the hell are you going to get a deal like that? Seriously. If you go to Notman, or you're paying $500 for a 5-day class, okay? If you want the 7, we meet at 7 p.m. The option's at 8. Works out to be pretty damn cheap. Okay, everyone, I think we did a good job. You did ruin my night mentioning Brady, but I do think he's great. I can't think of a player who's better other than Jim Brown. And that's about it. I would have said Bo Jackson, but he didn't last long enough. Okay, I think we're good. Any last minute questions before I head out? Yes, Bella Beauty. Yes, there is. So that's what I just talked about. So if you're taking the 7, thank you. It's almost like it was a setup. If you want the 7, you have the 2 choices. If you just want the 7 class on my options videos, join the serious study time. We meet at 7 p.m. Eastern on Friday nights, and you get the options videos. If you bump it up just a little bit to $50 a month, okay? Now, yeah, Alexandra, I can work on that. If you do $50 a month, you get the option class at 8 p.m. and there's a link for it. You get the 7 class at 7, and then the options videos. And remember, any membership you buy, pretty much, you get to watch the old membership classes. So hope that helps a little bit, Bella Beauty. Now, Alexandra. Okay, so DPPs are limited partnerships, not heavily tested, but what they do is they pass through gains and losses. So you join as a limited partner or a general partner. Limited partners, can only put the money in. They're like silent partners. General partners run it. Now, back to what you're saying. One of the things they do is oil and gas. Okay. Sol, that would be Thursday night, not now. And they're private fund advisors. They don't register with the state. They may register with the SEC if they're over 150. But ask me that on Thursday, because Thursday night is NASA night, Sol. Now, unless you're taking the test Thursday, and then I might have to help you. DPP, so there's oil and gas. There's wildcatting or exploratory, which I'll get to. They have development, and then they have income. They have a balanced one, but I don't give a shit. So wildcatting or exploratory is where they're drilling for oil where there already is not oil. Okay? There's no oil already. They're just dropping a drill. Watch Landman. That's what they're doing, right? So they're drilling for oil, and that's where you see the movie, oh, we got a gusher, because you're drilling it down and they hit oil. Now they know where the oil is. But the point is, they drill, and you're drilling where there's no oil, so that's high risk, high reward. That's wildcatting, because you're wild. You're putting wildcat wells in, and you're just drilling where there's no oil. Developmental is drilling where there's already oil, where you know where it is. Like just go, oh, you did there. I'm going to drill here, or taking over an oil exploratory and developing it into an income producing well. Now the income one is literally just selling oil. It's an already working well, and they're just selling the oil. That's low risk, low reward. And the write-off that you would get with wildcatting is depreciation of the equipment. For the oil and gas for income, it'd be depletion where you're selling the stuff. Okay. Gordo, why do you fucking wait till I say I'm out of here? Okay. You're going to be fine. Just rock this thing. Gordo, you're nailing it. You're fine. You're not just, as long as you're passing your exams you're due, take a final every damn day, review the shit out of it. And on Monday, no testing. Watch my crash course playlist. Watch the other ones. I don't give a shit what you do. Watch whatever you have to do till the last second. Okay. Okay. And if you can, join the class on Friday night, Gordo, baby. Okay. And don't study at night. Start your sleep. Start going to bed at a normal time now. Okay. That's fine. Take 2 finals a day and come on Thursday and tell me how you did on the first. Well, that should be 2 tomorrow, 2 Thursday. So you should have 4 finals done by Thursday. Come on Thursday and talk to me. Okay. But make sure you study during the day if you can, not at night. If you have to take 2 finals a day, you must be studying during the day. If you're studying during the day, do not study at night. I promise you, it'll not help you. Okay. That works. That's it. I'm cutting it off now. Last call, baby. Okay. Okay, everyone. Have a great week. I will see you next Tuesday. Oh, anyone taking the 24? I'm probably not doing the principal class on Sunday night because it is Father's Day. And I pretend that my family likes me, so I'm going to hang out and just be depressed. That's about it. Oh, so I just real quick before I go. My wife called. She said, my daughter's up, and she texted me and she goes, oh, what are you doing now? I said, not much. She goes, we're going to Roots. You know Roots Steakhouse?
Yeah.
It's in Morristown. So we go. So she goes, you want to come? I said, sure. I said, I'll be there like 2:30. She was there at 2:15. And she goes, yeah, Gordo, stop fucking doing that. No more studying till 1 a.m. But so she texts me and I go, I'll meet you there. She goes, no. Take an Uber. I said, why? She goes, we're all drinking. I need somebody to drive home. So the only reason I'm being invited is so I can be the designated driver. But I made her fucking pay. That's okay. So, and I try. For some reason, I'm not into steak as much. So I got their Kobe sliders. Not fucking bad.
You don't like steak?
No, I do. I love it. But lately, when I'm eating a lot of raw, like I used to
eat the black and blue steak.
Yes, I started getting like not feeling great after doing that.
Oh, I can't imagine that.
Yeah, but for years I didn't. Ruth, Chris, Mr. Whittam, that's a tourist trap.
Oh, those
Go to more. Oh, black and blue. Like basically, I told them if it's not screaming when I bite into it, it's too cooked.
Oh,
yeah. So now the Kobe sliders are fucking good.
Yeah, they are. But you can't eat too many of those.
Well, they give you 3. So
yeah.
So I had 2 and I gave the other one to my daughter's boyfriend. So anyway, okay, everyone. I will see you guys later. You all have a good time, and I will see you on next Tuesday. Have a good weekend. Stay classy. How do I mistake? Black and blue, but now I eat it rare. I don't do black. I've up to rare.
Wow.
I used to eat raw hamburger when I was a kid.
So now you just get E. coli instead.
Yeah, that's a problem. I think it was bad. That's what tells me I never got fucking sick. I never got sick. But I always had probably some tapeworm running around eating all the bacteria in my fucking body.
Yeah.
Yeah, hairs and everything. Exactly. You got to pick the hide hairs, right? It's like cutting lead. No, I'm telling you right now. I remember, oh God, I can't leave. So when I go on my honeymoon, we went to a steak place, right? Like one of the nights. And we were with before we left, it was with my family. And my wife, she was 20 at the time, right? We go to a steak place and she orders chicken. No. She ordered a steak well done. And the chef came out and said, I won't do it. You can order anything else, but I'm not making a steak well done.
It kind of ruins it, doesn't it?
I know. So now she's a medium rare person. But I mean, she doesn't want to get sick. She's thin and it just, it's there.
I always tell them to cook it the way it's supposed to be cooked.
There you go.
You want to cook it,
I hear you. Yeah, right. It is what it is. So I do think I still remember that story. He goes, I remember he coming like looking, he goes, I will not do that to a steak. I was like, that's funny. Hey, yeah, tartare, baby. But I didn't put the egg on it. My grandmother, I used to go over there. I was 10, 15 years old, and she would make one cooked burger and then one raw. Ground beef raw. Back in the 80s was probably fine. Now it's all fucking chemicalized. Okay. Oh, so see, 4 damage. Now I gotta fucking stay on because you dropped a sawbuck. Okay, so now, you're mid 80s. You're fucking rocking it. 4 damage. Absolutely okay. Yeah, in a village, I would be careful with that because they probably just killed it 10 seconds before. 4 damage. You're in mid 80s. As long as you're not memorizing, you're fine. If you're memorizing, maybe if you're taking the 7, guys, anyone taking the 7 and you're not sure, find my video called "Can You Beat This Exam?" I promise you, it'll give you the same vibes as a real exam. I promise you that. It's like 100 questions, and you will feel the vibe. You will feel, if you've taken the exam, you will see it and go, oh my God, this feels just like the exam. There's not another test out there that is closer to the 7 than that exam. I can guarantee that.
Is that what you're doing in the Zoom class the other night?
I did. From there? Well, some of those questions, yes. But This is like, I have so many questions that I wrote that are like this, but this is just 100 of my best ones.
The ones that we were talking about the other night?
Yes. Yeah. Yep, exactly. I got to leave that. I got to. On the Zoom call, I'll talk about it. That's the other thing. On the Zoom class, we go over some really good questions. Just throwing it out there. Anyway, okay. I have a student now. It's about to start in a couple of minutes, and I will see you all later.